Would help if my mic was turned on. Is that my voice? Is that my voice? Is that my voice? Okay, cool. I'm coming in. Okay. So, let me put my phone so I can see YouTube chat. Heyo! Heyo, Neo! What's up? Okay, so, this stream, I'm gonna do kind of like a sort of like benchmark. Or, progress base. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have a couple drawings of like human forms. I'm gonna do one like environmental piece, and then I'm gonna do a like color like gradient kind of blending thing, just to see like where I am currently and what my current skill that I'm working with is. And then I'll be doing more and more practice, and then we'll come back to this benchmark and redraw it, and we'll compare the two to see how like far I've come, I guess, so to speak. This you see this happen a lot when artists draw. They do like so like they'll do like this great like big like drawing piece, right? You know, we'll just pretend that's like super detailed or whatever. But then like what they'll do is they'll come back like a year later and they'll redraw that same piece. But it's like better. And so that's how you can test, like, you know, how much you've improved or if you've like gone backwards, I guess. But I also want to develop some color style. And this is before we get into style study, where we'll in the future we'll grab some work by other artists and we'll examine like their styles and stuff like that. So hey Skittles! Skittles, what's up? You know what? Actually, we could do something about like that big. We'll make this our environment piece. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm honestly surprised my roommate hasn't kicked me out yet. Okay, let me see. Tool settings. Scoot that back. Also, we gotta do our shout outs. So I heard the term sea couture instead of charcuterie, and I immediately had to share the word. Oh, sea couterie. I've also heard charcuterie board. Shout out at Skittles. I wonder if there's a way that I can... Oh, maybe there is. Okay, so that's my main outline pen. Brush. Oh my god, I have so many pens. Holy hell. Okay, hold up. Oh, I didn't want to bring the whole thing. I only wanted to bring in the Millie pen. I'm not entirely sure if I want this oil brush or not. Always call it a charcuterie board. Oh, I think I might have fixed tits. No. I've literally tried to update tits on like 8 different occasions and it just won't do it. It hates me, it's okay. Also, they changed the little like image for the art category on Twitch, and it kind of threw me for a loop. Nope, front page. But we love you. And I love you, random citizen. Did I not realize I had this? Ooh. I could actually mess around with this. Okay, so you're going in there. You're also going in there. It's a mist. Okay, we're gonna put in that watercolor. That watercolor. Sorry, I'm trying to have an area that has all of my brushes together, so I'm not having to hunt on the side for them. I'm eating and carb loading tonight for a bit, so I'm here to hang for a while. Cool, sweet. Okay. My blenders can probably, you know, stay where they are for the time being. I guess let's paint an environment. Or at least attempt to. We'll delete Z. But yeah, no, I want to experiment with style, and I want to experiment with like color blending and shading, because I feel like I overblend a lot. And this is also to just kind of see what I'm working with, like as far as me, myself, and I, as far as like art ability. I did get some worksheets to work on, and I am looking at getting into like an environmental composition tutorial as well, so These are not very well made squares, I will say. Hmm. This feels like when I picked up Tiny Glade for the first time. Ooh, actually, hold up. I did see Tiny Glade came out with like an update where now they have like a stair a feature now, and I was like, oh my god, thank god. Because if you don't know, in Tiny Glade you used to have to like build stairs by scratch. actually. Now, ordinarily, you should be looking up references on how to do this. I'm just doing it entirely from imagination, so I can, like, kind of see where I am. And this is also kind of a good way to, like, not really, like, test yourself, but see, like, where your abilities are without help. I feel like this straight on might be a bit... Okay, here we go. You know what? No. Actually, let's do... I may actually have to look up a reference for this. God damn it. And then we'll have this little like outcropping. Oh, actually. Okay. I like that. I'm digging that. And then instead of water, what we'll do is we'll make it sand. So one thing that I find kind of interesting is if you play D&D, there are two different there's two different classifications of dragons. There's metallic and chromatic, and the chromatic dragons are like the standard kind of like color scheme where, you know, you have red, blue, green, white, and it's kind of hysterical to me because you would think that like a blue dragon would be a water dragon, right? You know, because obviously it's blue, it lives in the water. And then when you read about it, you find out no, they hang out in the desert. And you're like, and at first you're kind of like, a blue dragon that hangs out in the desert, wouldn't that stick out like a sore freaking thumb? And the answer is they kind of would if they were in the sand. But you see, dragons can fly. And when you're all blue and the sky is all blue, you're gonna kind of blend in just a teeny smidgen. So yeah, that sort of unlocked like a new fear that I have. It's like a fish, and the different looking up or looking down in the water at it. Yeah. Well, like sharks, for example, sharks are lighter like on their bellies and they're darker. They're darker at like the top because of that very like kind of purpose. So they blend in better with like the water. Now, I'm using brushes that I don't ordinarily use when I draw, and I'm seeing how I feel about using these more like water-based brushes. For like texturing and that kind of stuff. As somebody who has a lot of brushes, for digital art, I do try to stick with like my main coloring and blending brushes. But I also want to kind of branch out into like, because one thing that I kind of struggle with is brushes that have like texture. And that's not to say that you can't use like the default brushes to make like amazing art, or you can't use like the more like solid brushes either that have like no texture in them, but it's funny because I like seeing textured style on like when I see other people's finished work, but the moment that I attempt to do it for myself, I'm like, I hate it. I hate it so much. And then I wind up deleting it and going back to my original stuff, but the fun of art is the ability to, you know, like play. And I don't know, I feel like I haven't like played in a while with my art. And so I wanted to kind of like return to that. say, I do like this drip drop watercolor brush that I'm using. I like it a lot. I'm not sure if I'm gonna use it as like texture shading. Or as like a main way to like color stuff. I think I'm gonna keep the solid brush I use for like main color, so it's not as like transparent. But now that I'm like playing with it, I'm like, this may be a good brush for when I draw the plasmids, the slimes. Don't judge me, I have a thing for slimes. I actually went to look up to see if there were slime romance books, because it's not really a genre that I've seen so far, and it turns out there are. So I got my grubby little fins on like a couple of them for research, quote unquote, purposes. So what in the surrealism are you creating? So this is an environmental piece of an obelisk in the middle of a sand ocean surrounded by pink islands. Because why the hell not? And it's very watercolor inspired. And in case you're wondering, yes, we will also be drawing a character and coloring them using this questionable coloring technique. If you're sitting there and you're wondering, I have no idea what you're doing, join the club. We have jackets, because I too have no idea what I'm doing. But it looks kind of cool. Sorta. I mean, honestly, it's not so bad. I'd go there to visit. Wouldn't you? With all the wonky hills and whatnot? Would be great. 10 out of 10 vacation. I like the pink tree things. Oh, the pink palm trees. Ta-da! It looks like something you'd see in like a book. There's probably a lot that could go into being more like defined and whatnot, but I think for a start and for like kind of a general understanding without the use of references, it's not the best thing. But it's pretty decent. It's a pretty decent like understanding of kind of how perspective works. And this took me a long time to like, for this to kind of click in my brain. Hold on. BAM Animation is a duo of guys, and they do tutorials like this on YouTube, but they have this really great BAM Animation. But they have this really great video on perspective, and basically what it is are things that are super close to the camera, like this. They're going to be darker. They're actually going to be the darkest like point that you see. But things that are farther away, like this island here, they're going to appear lighter. And this is because of this is I forget what it's called, but I think it's something like atmospheric ambience or atmospheric like ambiance, but essentially like the how do I put it, like the atmosphere, the further away you are from something, the lighter it'll be, and that's because the atmosphere is between you and whatever that thing is. And so when you do perspective, and especially in environmental perspective, or in environmental like shots where you're drawing backgrounds, it's why the farther you are away from something, the harder it is to see it. It's most noticeable in like fog, so like, you know, say you have a hand, boom, boom, boom. So, you know, you look at your hand and, you know, you see your hands there, and then a fog will like distort how you see your hand. Where's my fog brush? Here it is. So if I put fog, kind of like that. I don't know if I'm actually describing it all that well, but anyways, that's the general like basis. And I'm going to BRB because I have to pee. I gotta go to the little fishy's room. But when I come back, we're gonna draw a character, and then we're gonna shade and color the character based off of the brushes that I use to do the environmental piece. it. Come on. Oh wait, I gotta close the door. Hold on. Okay. Oh no! Woo. All right. Getting all curled up back in my little streamer nest. Hit it. Hit it, hit it, hit it. Hit it. Alright, I'm back. Loving the vibe of this piece. Reminds me of DOS game from the early 90s, especially Ultima 6. Awesome! That's cool. I'm glad you like it. Where is my charger? I broke it. Hold on. Okay. It's a repo all over again. Oh my god. Please don't let it be a repo all over again. I will legitimately cry. My mic is still working, yeah? Yeah. Okay. So now that we've done that, let's do a character. Because why not? Take a crazy chance. Why are you buffering music? Stop doing that. That's rude. Loop. I can still hear you. You're all good. A little late, but welcome back. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. I appreciate it. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. What character are you going to do or thinking of? I didn't have a character specifically in mind. It was just ultimately going to be like a doodle character. Doodle Bob. I mean, Doodle Bob is a great character. He was delightfully disturbing. I mean, I. I actually, one of my favorite side SpongeBob characters was Smitty Werben Jaegerman Jensen. Because the whole thing was he was supposed to be like a fake person, and then it turned out he wasn't fake at all. He was like real. And Mr. Krabs is like, am I really gonna defile a grave for money? And then he's like, of course I am. And I was like, I mean, at least the man knows himself, I guess. SpongeBob was an era of like cartoons, and he still kind of is. Although I did see a video somebody made about how modern day SpongeBob wouldn't get along with the old SpongeBob, and I thought that was interesting. I didn't click on the video, but I thought the title was kind of cool. actually thinking about that now. I haven't seen any of the more modern SpongeBob stuff. But I think there was an episode they did where they did like a callback to the pilot episode that I did see a clip from. Where they were basically using Gary and I think like a couple other like pets to basically do like a diorama of the first episode where the Krusty Krab gets invaded by a bunch of sardines. The smelly smell that smells smelly. Anchovies! I want my mommy, Mr. Squidward! Oh my god. I remember when I was in middle school, my brother and I would quote SpongeBob, and I think there was a period where all we would talk was in SpongeBob quotes. And my dad's wife, my bio dad's wife at the time, was just like, "Can you talk about anything other than SpongeBob?" And I was like, "No." I'm kind of wondering how this is gonna work on her. I'm not trying to go as like super detail-y as I usually would because it's just a doodle. We'll make her blue. Make it pink. No, make it blue. I'm actually going to do two different color styles on her. So the first style, so the first color style I'm going to use for her is just pure like paint. So style 1 is pure paint, like water paint, and then the second style that I'm going to use to color is how I would usually color characters, but then add some different like blending textures because I want to see what both will potentially look like. I will say already, just using this brush, I now know what I'm gonna color my slimes in from now on. She's a tropical girly. Hmm. Let's get some raw shadow color. Ooh. Trying to figure out the direction I want from the light. If we do the light from like here. That means this entire hairpiece in the back is in shadow. And then for the highlight, do this kind of pink color. Honestly, I'm not sure how I like it as far as like character painting is concerned. But I mean, it's not. It's interesting with all the rough edges. If that makes sense. Like when I don't try to like smooth and blend it out because I'm like, I'm not sure if I like all these rough edges, and I'm like, but wait, we're trying to work on our blending. We're trying to work on our edge control. You know? So there's some stuff we gotta leave. Even if, you know, brain is like smooth out everything. Let me get a bite of some potatoes. The colors are nice indeed. I'm not sure how sold I am on it though. Let's see. Wait, what am I doing? So now I'm going back in and I'm painting how I ordinarily would paint. Or color, I guess one could say. One thing I think is interesting though is I went to go look up to see if there had been anybody who had written a slime romance book, because you know there's some people out there. There's a monster for everybody, but I wanted to see if somebody else had like already done it. And there were 2 books that were at the top of the search result that I'm like, I looked at the cover of one and I was like, what? The cover looks like AI. It was really hard for me to like kind of tell. I'm like 90% sure this is AI. But that aside, one of the other books was like, my girlfriend is a slime, and I was looking at it, and while the book cover didn't look AI, I was reading the description about it, and I'm like, I don't know if this is AI or not. And so I went down and I read some of the reviews, and the reviews were interesting because they're like, oh, you know, the book starts off very strong and then it just ends. And I'm like, huh? What do you mean it just ends? And that was a common like review theme throughout the book, where like the book is incredibly short and it just feels like it ends on like a really weird note or doesn't end at all. I was like, okay, all right, sure. But then like the other book I found, the other book series, it's I think like 3 out of 4 books that I know had the AI covers on them. And Or at least I think they're AI. I should not accuse somebody of using AI, especially if I myself can't tell if it's AI or not. But anyways, but that book series is about a dude who it reads very anime-esque, if that makes sense, like an anime plot where a guy gets like reincarnated on a farm that's run by like and has like a slime girl harem. And I thought it was interesting because most of the time when I see monster romance, it's usually the guy that's like the monster. So it was unique to see that the slime girl genre at least had some written work into being erotica for like guys. But anyways, but then I found one where and I haven't read them yet, they're on my to read list, but one is basically the female protagonist sneaks in after hours at a bathhouse, and the bathwater has been magically like enhanced to become a slime, which I thought was an interesting premise. So I bought that one because it was like $1. And then the other one I got was a villain like romance story, so I'm interested to see how that one reads too. Like I'm trying to get an idea for my own slime based comic erotica, so that's actually why I bought why I purchased two of those like slime like stimulus toys, because I wanted to get like a out of context, I wanted to get a feel for what slime would like feel like and be like. Because, you know, writing is all about being descriptive, and when you write things like love and erotica, the more descriptive you are and the more, I guess, how you would say flowery the language is, the more, I guess, a better example would be the more like, yeah, the more like innuendo and flowery the language is, the hotter it is, if that makes sense. Also, if any of my male fishlings would like to submit themselves to rounds of intense questioning, let me know for research purposes, because I have no idea how to write men. In fact, that's one thing that's actually stopped me from like even attempting to write an erotica or like a romance story, is because I know how to write women, but for some reason trying to get in like the mind of a dude is hard for me. And I guess I don't technically have to, but like there's a romance writer who writes her books entirely from the female lead's perspective. And I love her books, but at the same time, I would give my soul to get the male love interest perspective on things. Mm-hmm. Itchy nose. Ooh, I got an appointment for tomorrow. You know, as a shading brush, this water pen isn't bad. Although my only thing is that you can definitely, unless I blend like the seams, you can definitely tell where I've like picked up the brush. Okay, interesting. Huh. I was about to say, it's not getting dark enough, but I think that's because of the blending mode that I have it on. Yeah, so this brush can't work with hard light. But that may be okay, because what we can do is we could put it on like a darker shade mode, and then we can use it to add texture. To like darken up certain corners. It's very painterly, and I like it. But I'm not sure. No! Palm stone! I didn't mean to drop you. Come here. Where did you go? I'm sorry. I moved it too much. And it disappeared. What happened? Where did you go? Oh, there it is. I see it. Hold on. I'm sorry, Bubby. Okay, I'm back. Oh, I also want to try with the oil. Pen colors super quick like. So we're gonna try it. So we're gonna do style. Style 2. Did my music stop? No, it's just an internal buffering. Come back. Oh, I think I broke it. Nope, my volume was just too low. Never mind. Honestly, I think it might just kind of be like a skill issue. Like, I need to develop more for like blending and shading than anything else. But this is also why we're doing it. Why we're working on it. So now we're gonna go for that nice, like, oil brush-esque texture. Honestly, this brush almost feels more like a textured, like, brush, I guess. Oh, that I can forgive. But Debbie? Pastels? Really? God. I love the Addams Family so much. Oh, so, the other thing I wanted to talk about, so I was browsing around TikTok lately, and, because I have a problem. I promise I am trying to, like, curb the amount of time I'm on TikTok, but, in any case, outside of the whole, like, Google AI, like, film studio stuff, I did see some news about Luigi, the guy that, you know, nerfed, that CEO, like, last year. And I guess, as a result of that, I think it was, it was United Health, if I remember correctly. But I guess in the aftermath of that, United Health started, you know, approving way more, like, people to pay out. And I guess their investors, the CEO of BlackRock is suing them for loss of wages, because now they're approving like health insurance claims. And I'm just like, what? What the hell, my guy? It's like that. I mean, I know companies are out to, like, make money, don't get me wrong, but it's just like, really? There's no, like, I feel like health insurance is one of those things that shouldn't be like a for-profit thing, you know? I didn't put highlights in her hair. Fantas! Super Lemon! What's up? I do like with this blur brush that I have, I can still make the texture look like water, even if it's oil based like paint. Nothing much. Thinking of a design for an amethyst crystal. I have a whole bag of them. Ooh. You could do like an eye. Or a heart. Or a waterfall. Or like a wave. Ooh, or even like a spiral similar to like the heart of Tafiti that they had in Moana, or even the water symbol from Avatar. An eyeball? Yeah, why not? Make the weird art. Make the art that people look at and then look at you questioningly and be like, are you okay? Do you require assistance? Okay. So the first style, I'm not like super big on. So this, for like its like transparency feeling, I would have to play around a bit more with, but I think for right now, I'm just not like cohesive enough for it. I mean, it worked fine when I did this environment piece, but I think on a character, like, it definitely can't be pure like water brushes, if that makes sense. Like, there needs to be something solid for like the back of it. As far as style 2, I like the texture of it. I like how there's like these jagged pieces of texture. So I think I'm gonna play around with that just a little bit more. And then as for style 3, this is very nice, but very close to what I'm currently doing, where everything's kind of like flooded in, where everything's kind of like really faded and shaded in. But I think, I don't know, we'll do some style studies and we'll see about light and shading and that kind of thing. Because like I also really like cell shading. I think textured cell shading could be a lot of fun. I would just have to really look into how to like do it, because I like let me pull up her work. Yoshitani. So one of my favorite artists is Yoshitani. I absolutely love her use of design and color and the details she has and how they're all like cohesive. When I was doing the palette trios, it's because I saw one of Yoshi's palette trios that she did, and I became insufferable because I wanted to do that too. And she said that doing the color palette trios really helped her establish like a firm grasp of like color and what have you. So I have so she's got a let me see, let me make sure I'm using the pronouns correctly. Oh, zombie, yo-yo, meth problem, bullying works, but it is. Let me see, because I follow them on Blue Sky. Let me make sure I'm using pronouns. What are your pronouns, Yoshi? Okay. Well, I'm just gonna continue to say she and then profusely apologize. What do they say? It's better to ask for forgiveness than persimmons. Although really you want to ask for both when it comes to someone's pronouns. But anyway, point being is I love Yoshitani. I first saw her work. She made a tarot deck and I bought it immediately when I saw it like 2 or 3 years ago, and I just I stalk her social media presence because I just so much love. Amazing artist. But yeah, no, I did palette trios because I was inspired, and I only kept up with them for I think like maybe 3 or 4 months. I had a lot going on. But in any case, what was I saying? Yeah, so I plan to do like style studies and looking at how other artists do their color line work techniques and stuff like that. Because I haven't really like, I've been inspired by other artists, but I haven't really like sat down and like studied like style. And one of the ways that you can like improve your art and uncover your own style is by doing that kind of study. But how are you doing, zombie? What's up? I'm not bad, just chilling after extreme dusting today. Oh wow. Hopefully you didn't sneeze too much, you know. actually 0 sneezing. So what you're saying is you're a dusting legend. I thought you were going to give her tentacles for her hair at some point. I didn't define that they were tentacles, but they were implied to be tentacles. Like I said, I didn't go super detailed on the stuffs. Just tired from throwing furniture around to clean behind it. A dust-busting commando. Oh my god, moving furniture to clean behind it, I can understand that. That just sounds so tiring, honestly. Gotcha. I kind of saw the idea while you were doing it. Yeah. Like I said, it was just like a quick doodle of a character. Don't ask me why I drew this. do all the little section cuts on the tentacle hair, there would be so many. No, I'm not doing that. I had foresight to buy those little pads you put under the furniture corners to slide it across the floor. Saves a lot of time. Oh my god. Yeah. That's awesome. Come on. Okay, so getting light is a bit of a pain in the ass for this brush. That is an interesting texture. I might fall asleep. I have to wake up at 6 a.m. if it doesn't rain and start work tomorrow. Go get the sleep with Skittles. It's okay. It's what, like 12 a.m.? Yeah, go to bed. I'm not gonna be streaming for much longer. I'm just gonna finish out these little like blender balls that I'm doing. But I can't miss the art. You're not missing the art. Also, I'm sorry, Zombie. I don't know why YouTube is so, like, far behind. But But I promise I do read shit. Chomp, chomp, chomp. Well, you know what? Now I've got to put a creature in it. There's always a delay when using Restream or something that splits the stream unless you do it yourself. That's fair. But still, I don't want you to think that I'm not acknowledging chat, because I am. I have my eyes on both chats, actually. So I can get all the juicy gossip. I fell asleep the last hour of stream last night. Did you ever find Donald's kidney? I forgot to ask. I did find Donald's kidney. I found everybody's kidneys. Yeah. I found everybody's kidneys and I beat the game. Nice. We even saved Hortensia, and the wasteland now has its own magic. And then we got banned from the lizard to like ever go back, so that way we don't mess up stuff. Also, I found it interesting that at the beginning, it was, at the beginning, the wizard referred to Mickey as a stranger, but then at the end of the, at the end of the story, Mickey was, the apprentice. And I thought that was an interesting, like, take. Interesting little change of heart, my guy. It took me forever to figure out who she was. Hortensia? She is Oswald's love interest, if I remember correctly. See, I kind of remember partial facts sometimes. Yeah, it was Oswald a bud and we were going to steal his kidneys because you didn't care about him or something? I mean, I would have maybe liked to have stolen Oswald's kidneys because Oswald kind of put me through a lot. After all you put me through, you expect me to help you just like that? Just like that? Eek. Fine. You're doing what he says? He's very persuasive. Alright. So this is a... I don't know how to explain it. Other than a like benchmark sample of what my current art ability is. So we have an environmental piece. That's gonna need a lot of work. We have a humanoid character and shadow kind of lighting study. And then we have these, which are blending and shadow studies. One based off of actually blending out all the edges, and one with just pure raw shell shading edges, where nothing's like completed or anything. And so the goal with this is that we'll do one style study of other artists, and we'll see what we can take from other artists' work, or rather what other artists do, so that way we can apply it to ourselves. Two is learn, or rather practice. So we're gonna be practicing anything and everything we can get our hands on. So perspective, environments, body, all this fun stuff. So, and you're probably sitting there and you're wondering, you know, like, why do we need to learn all this stuff? Well, in order to make, you know, stories, you gotta learn all these separate, like, things. Whoop. I don't know what that is. Just assume that's something you learn. So, and then especially if we're going to be doing tarot cards, because tarot cards are very heavy on symbolism, visuals, props. Yeah, so we gotta also learn how to draw objects. And so by getting a current, like, idea of where we are, aka this is where we are currently, we can then use that to spring forward. You know, you always have talent in something, and if you know what you're working with, it'll be easier for you to make goals to help you improve, you know, where you need to or where you want to. So, with that being the case, I am going to end stream for tonight. And the reason for this being is because I have some other stuff I need to do tonight, and then I gotta go to bed at a somewhat respectable hour, so I can get up in the morning and go to my my appointment. But I am gonna post this on my my Twitter and my Blue Sky, just, you know, for those who missed stream, who couldn't catch stream. So I know this is a bit of a deviation from what, you know, we were doing, but I think this is gonna help out in the long run. Plus you get to see what, like, goes into, like, study and practice and that kind of thing. So with that being the case, let me find somebody I can foist y'all off on. Oh my god, somebody's doing 2D model rigging. Holy hell. Following. Oh, Tekuro is streaming. So is XFC. You know, we don't really... Monkey Mayhem is also streaming. God, we have so many people that are online tonight. Well, let's go right into XFC, because they usually raid into us. They are a, and then next time we'll need to raid in a tie. But, XFC is a, oh, did they just go offline? Huh. Actually, let me refresh my browser real quick to see if we get an updated list on who's streaming. See you later! Bye, zombie! Okay. Raid. Following. Aha! I knew we needed, well, we got Foss. We raided into Miralim yesterday. So with that being the case, drawing old friends. Let's go right pouring into somebody who's learning how to draw. Or at least that's what their title is. Let's go show love and support to a newbie artist. Although I say newbie artist, but it looks like they're pretty good so far. In any case, Wednesday there will be no stream. We'll be back Thursday for 51 great animation exercises because, you know, we practice animation on Thursdays. And then Friday, we'll be doing co-op gaming. We'll be doing Feasting with Friends. So, speaking of update, I did hear back from that job I applied to, so I have some paperwork to fill out, and then I need to, most likely I'll probably start with them next week, but just know that the rest of this week is tentatively scheduled, I guess. But next week's gonna be rather interesting. So but anyways, I hope everybody has a good whenever, and I will see everybody in the next stream. Much love. Bye bye.